Hi, welcome along to DR Sports. It's another time to catch up with Fabrizio Romano. Mr. Here we go to find out what's happening in the transfers. Of course, the January transfer window will be closing on the 31st of January, so not long to go and lots of activity and lots of rumours flying around. Fabrizio, welcome along.
Thank you, my friend. Always a super pleasure to be together.
Good. Yeah, you've been depressing me today as an Arsenal fan.
I know.
You've been getting me very, very depressed because I've been looking at your Twitter feed and the news on Dusan Vlahovic, who we know that Arsenal have been chasing since the start of the transfer window. And you said on last week's show, you said that Arsenal have made the offers, they put the offers in, but they haven't been getting any response from Dusan Vlahovic and his agents. Well, now it looks like Juventus have pounced and possibly on the verge of getting this deal done.
Yes, they're really close. Juventus are really close to sign Dusan Vlahovic. We're talking about matter of final things, of details, but the agreement between clubs is in place. Juventus submitted an official proposal today morning, around 75 million euros paid in installments. So everything is agreed between Juventus and Fiorentina. Now Juventus are negotiating with Dusan Vlahovic, but the expectation around Juventus is to reach an agreement also with the player really soon and to complete this deal this week. So Juventus are really convinced that they will get this top deal done for Dusan Vlahovic. It's not 100% completed yet, but we are in the final stages. And so, yes, for Arsenal was really complicated because they had an important bid to Fiorentina. They made an important bid, but at the same point, as you mentioned, the player was not answering. His agents were not answering, and so his desire was to stay in Italy and to go to Juventus.
And that's always been the club he's really wanted to go to, hasn't it, been?
This is the feeling. Yes, this is the feeling. Maybe the right step at this moment, for him to play Champions League football immediately because Juventus have Villarreal clash in February. Also to stay in Italy, he knows the league, and maybe to move to Premier League or La Liga in the future. So I think it makes sense for him on a Vlahovic point of view. In my opinion, he had the chance to go also to the Premier League, Arsenal, Tottenham. There were very good chances for him to prove him in the Premier League. So surprising move, to be honest, because we were not expecting Vlahovic to decide in January to leave the club, but this is transfer market.
It's a transfer market now. Who will Arsenal turn to now that, you know, their number one target for this transfer window is gone? Obviously, as an Arsenal fan at the weekend, they missed a lot of chances. They've got a real problem with scoring goals at the moment. Now, some of the strikers they've been looking at, Alexander Isak is another one. Plays his football over there for Real Sociedad. Any chance of that?
Yes, he's a player that Arsenal appreciate and 100% in Arsenal list. So I think for January window, for the final days, is complicated because Real Sociedad always say they don't want to sell the player in January. I'm sure that Arsenal will try to sign a striker in January, like Alexander Isak or others that they have in the list. For example, also Jonathan David of Lille is a player they have in the list, but it's complicated. In January, I'm told that he's not leaving. So there are many players in the list, but it's very difficult to get these deals done in January. So this is why maybe if Arsenal will not be able to sign a top striker in January, they will go for this big name in the summer.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin was another one that was mentioned of Everton, but probably the same. I mean, same. Everton at the moment struggling.
Yes, they can't lose him.
Yeah. And what happens with Aubameyang? They do actually have a striker here, and you know, there's these reported bids that's coming from Saudi Arabia for him, but the talk is that if he is going to go, he'd prefer to stay in Europe, and a lot of European clubs are interested in him.
Yes, he doesn't seem to be super attracted by this possibility. His priority is to stay in Europe, is to talk with top clubs in Europe. Let's see if in the final days something will happen with top clubs to open talks for him, because at the moment he's super quiet on European club side, to be honest. Also because the salary of Aubameyang is a big one. Juventus were thinking of him at the beginning of the window, but then because of the salary, they decided to leave this negotiation and to focus on Dusan Vlahovic. So, you know, it's not easy because on player side, he wants to stay in Europe, but on Arsenal side, makes sense to let him go to Saudi. So at the moment, it's still in the air and nothing agreed, but let's see for the final days of the window if Aubameyang will change his mind, maybe.
And a couple more on Arsenal. Arthur, that's been a bit quiet over the last few days, but there was a lot of talk of him leaving from Juventus and going to Arsenal on loan, but that seems to have gone a bit quiet.
Yes, it's good quiet because Arsenal are waiting for Juventus to decide now. Of course, Juventus are focusing on Vlahovic deal. But then Arsenal are waiting for an answer on this Arthur story. Let's see. It's complicated because Juventus want an 18-month loan for Arthur, and Arsenal are offering a 6-month loan. So let's see if they will change part of this negotiation or some details. And there are also other players in the list for Arsenal. For example, a player they appreciate, I'm told, that is Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa. Could be one of the potential options if, in case Arthur deal won't go through. Let's see, but I'm sure that Arsenal will try for a new midfielder in these days.
Okay, let's move on from Arsenal because you're depressing me, man, too much, right? But let's move on from Arsenal. The other sort of club in this transfer window that are looking to do big business is Newcastle United. Now, Diego Carlos, they've been trying to get this deal done for the big defender to move from Sevilla to Newcastle, but it's hit a bit of a snag.
Yes, it's not an easy deal. It's never easy to negotiate with Sevilla. This is the real point. Sevilla want 55 million euros or nothing. Newcastle were offering 35. Then they were coming in with a second bid, more than 40 million. But it's complicated to negotiate with Sevilla. They want to keep the player, so I'm sure that they will fight till the end to keep the player at the club. Let's see if Newcastle will do something mad in the final days of the window. Maybe they will have a chance, but it's really difficult because they are tired. It's 2 weeks negotiating for this boy, and Sevilla still asking for big money, 55 million. This is why it's really difficult, but I'm sure that Newcastle will try also for other targets. They want to sign a centre-back 100%.
Yeah, it seems like they're after a defensive midfielder as well. There's been, Wijnaldum's been linked with a move from PSG back to Newcastle. Also, Arsenal has been spoken about. Wijnaldum, I've heard Idrissa Gueye being linked with a move there. Yves Bissouma as well of Brighton. What are you hearing on any of those?
Yes, I'm told for Bissouma, they were really interested, but the problem is the player. The player doesn't want to leave in January and he's waiting for a top club move with all respect to Newcastle, but he wants to play like Champions League football, European football, and so in this moment he's not interested in the move. Then never say never with money, but at the moment he's not interested. And the other names you mentioned to me was?
Is Idrissa Gueye? He's
yes,
a PSG, of course.
Yes. And we had rumors on both players, but I don't see both of them leaving the club in January. In particular, Wijnaldum, we had rumors also about Tottenham in a potential swap deal with Ndombele, but I'm told that Wijnaldum wants to stay at PSG till the end of the season and then decide what he wants to do. Okay,
let's move to Tottenham. You just spoke about Ndombele. Where is he going to end up? I mean, they bought him in, big fanfare, lots of money. It hasn't worked out for him there. You can see that Antonio Conte is not really a big fan of Ndombele. Where will he move this January, if at all?
Yes, I think he will move because Antonio Conte and Tottenham in general want to find a solution for him. I will keep an eye on Paris Saint-Germain again because his agents are negotiating with Paris Saint-Germain. So there are talks for this loan move. Paris Saint-Germain want to include a buy option. Tottenham want the whole salary paid till the end of the season. So they're negotiating on this kind of details. But all parties involved are confident to get this deal done. So Paris Saint-Germain are working for Ndombele and they need a solution on Tottenham's side because he's out of the project. So this is the situation. Paris Saint-Germain leading the race for Ndombele.
All right. What about Dele Ali?
For Dele Ali, I still expect him to leave. Tottenham. Let's see where he could go because it depends on many things. For example, on Newcastle, what is going to happen with Lingard negotiation. So if they will go for Lingard or not. Let's see what happens also with other clubs of the Premier League interested in him, but waiting to see what Tottenham will ask for Dele Ali till the end of the season. But I'm sure that he has chances to leave. I see Dele Ali leaving Tottenham in January.
All right, and then there's Tanganga as well. I've seen him being linked with a move away as well to AC Milan.
Yes, but at the moment is not something close. I'm told that AC Milan are still not convinced if they will want to sign a centre-back in January or wait for the summer. So at the moment for Tanganga is something that they asked last summer to Tottenham. They wanted to wait because they needed the player for Chelsea game, but as of now is not something close to be completed for Tanganga to AC Milan. Okay,
Adama Traore though could be incoming for Tottenham. How close are they to getting that one done?
Yes, they're close. It's not yet a done deal because they're negotiating Wolves and Tottenham on the fee. Tottenham made an opening proposal around 15 million and Wolves are not accepting that money for Adama. They want more than 20, so it's part of the negotiation now. They're talking. The player wants to go because he's not extending the contract with Wolves, and it means that they need to find a solution. They can't lose Adama for less than 15 million in the summer. So this is why Wolves and Tottenham are negotiating. I still have the expectation that this deal could be done soon, but it's not done yet.
Okay, moving to Manchester. Let's go to Manchester United at first. Anthony Martial looks that's all but done that he's going to Sevilla.
Yes, it's done. He's done. He's going to have his medical in the coming hours to sign his contract. He's going to be a straight loan, so there is no buy option included. Sevilla will pay his bold salary till the end of the season and part of a loan fee. So the total package will be around 6-7 million euros, I'm told. Martial accepted. He only wanted to go to Sevilla. They are fighting for La Liga. They are doing very good this season, and so this is why he wanted to accept Sevilla proposal. It's done. So we're just waiting for the official statement, but Martial will leave Manchester United after 7 years, and then let's see in the summer when he will come back.
But no buy option, no buy option, just a straight loan, and they just pay the fee.
Exactly, because Man United, for all the players they are letting go in January, they want to wait for the summer to see who will be the new manager and what he will decide on these players. So Martial, but also others. If some player will leave Man United in the last days, it's because they want to do a straight loan and not with buy options, because they want the new manager to decide on these players.
And I guess a lot of players, we are in a World Cup year, even though it's not going to be in the summer, but we've got the World Cup coming up in the winter, and players want to be playing. I mean, some of those players we've mentioned there, Ndombele at Spurs, he wants to play to get into the French team. You know, Martial as well wants to play to get into the French team. Same goes for Jesse Lingard. I mean, Lingard's not playing. Now, will he move to West Ham or will it be Newcastle? Which one of these two clubs are more likely to get his signature? Because it does look like he's going to be leaving Manchester United as well.
Yes, he's pushing. Newcastle are pushing to have him as soon as possible. They made a loan proposal, important loan proposal. It's not £10 million, but it's around 4 or 5 million pounds to have him for 6 months. Man United are open to negotiate, but the point is the player, because he doesn't want to sign any contract for long term. He just wants to sign for 6 months and then see what happens in the summer when he will be a free agent and he can decide about his next club. So this is why it's still a negotiation between Lingard and Newcastle. Let's see what happens, but they are pushing on that one because they want him. They want Lingard. They see Lingard as a priority. Eddie Howe wants him, and so I'm sure that Newcastle will try for Lingard in the coming hours.
All right. What about Fabio Vieira? I've heard this player from Porto being linked with a possible move to Manchester United.
I don't see it for January. It's something that they're watching closely for the future because he's a talented boy, and so this is normal for Man United to scout and watch and follow these boys. But Fabio Vieira is a player that have a lot of clubs interested in signing him for the future. So I don't see any move in January, but maybe something for the future.
Now, Manchester City, who, they seem to be cruising the league, look on it and say they don't need anybody, but they have made a move for this guy, Julian Alvarez from River Plate, over there in Argentina. Again, you were just talking about Vieira and saying how lots of clubs are looking at him. This guy over in South America, they really, really rate him highly. There's been talks that, he could be the next big thing to come out of South America. Do you see that deal happening?
Yes, to be honest, yes, it's a matter of details now. The proposal from Manchester City is around 18 million euros. So they're talking about bonuses, terms of payment, if the player will stay at River Plate till the end of the season or not, or loaned out to any other European club. But Manchester City want to sign this boy. They have an agreement with the player. Let's see what happens between clubs in the coming hours. But the agreement is really, really close. So we can say that Man City, in my personal opinion, will close this negotiation in the coming days. And they're really, really confident. The player is not joining now, as we mentioned. So Pep Guardiola knows together with the board that maybe it's better to let him stay for 6 months at River Plate, or maybe to have a loan in European clubs, but not arriving immediately at Man City because they don't need any player. I think at this point they're doing incredible. And so this is why Julian Alvarez will be one for the future, but they want him. They trust him. Is not meaning that they are not going to sign a top striker in the summer, because this boy is for the future. They want to sign a top striker in the summer.
Another player who's a top. I mean, we're looking. There's a lot of top talents around at the moment. I really like this player, Fábio Carvalho, who's at Fulham. He's been having a great season. Linked with a move to Liverpool.
Yes, is a possibility for the future. Also, in this case, Liverpool, I don't see them doing anything for January window. So they're really, really quiet. And Fábio Carvalho is a possibility that they're considering for a future potential move. He's out of contract with Fulham. As you mentioned, he's a really talented boy, appreciated by many and many clubs. But Liverpool are watching this boy closely. They sent their people to watch Fábio Carvalho many times. And so I'm sure that they will be in the race. It's not something close to be agreed yet, but it's a player that they have in their list for the future.
Is another player, as we're talking at Liverpool, Joe Gomez. I saw links linking him with a move to Aston Villa.
Yes, many clubs are pursuing him, also Aston Villa, but from what I'm told, Liverpool don't want to lose any player in January. So their idea is to continue with the current squad. Let's see, maybe for Nat Phillips, if something will happen in the last days, could be one of the names leaving, but I don't see Joe Gomez leaving in January. If proposals are the current ones. So at the moment, the situation is still quiet, and I still see Liverpool focusing on new contracts more than on outgoings or on signing new players in January.
And there was, Renato Sanchez of Lille. He was being linked with a move to Liverpool. He's been linked with a move to Arsenal, to other clubs in Europe. But you don't think he'll end up at Liverpool?
For January window, I still see Liverpool quiet. I'm sure that they have this name, Renato Sanchez, in the list since last summer because they wanted him last summer at Barcelona too. So there are many clubs interested in Renato Sanchez. Let's see if he will make his move in January because Lille, after selling Ikoné in January to Fiorentina, they are not planning to sell any other player this window. It's the same for Jonathan David, for Renato Sanchez, for Sven Botman, who was a target for Newcastle. So Lille mission is to keep these players till the end of the season to play in the Champions League also with Chelsea. And so this is why they are still focused on keeping players. But I'm sure that Renato Sanchez is in Liverpool list for the future, 100%.
And let me just couple of European ones. Haaland. I was reading today that Borussia Dortmund are really starting to put pressure on him and say, "Listen, tell us what's your future plans." Surely he won't move this January, but you expect him this summer to be on his way out.
To be honest, I think there are huge chances for Haaland to leave in the summer. At the moment, I don't know where he's going because he doesn't know too. He's going to take some time to decide, but I expect Haaland to leave Borussia Dortmund in the summer because at the moment, this is the expectation. Real Madrid, Manchester City, Barcelona, many clubs are in the race. We have to wait also for his agent, Mino Raiola, to get well soon before restarting the talks because he's not 100% fit now. And so we have to wait for Raiola to be back on stage to see where Haaland will end up. But at the moment, yes, Borussia Dortmund are putting pressure. They want an answer. So I'm sure that soon Haaland will decide if he will leave the club or not. But the expectation is yes.
They've been looking at this Salzburg player, haven't they, as a replacement?
Karim Adeyemi, yes, he's the main target for Borussia Dortmund. They're working on Adeyemi since November, so he's the main target. They are negotiating with the player and with the club, but they're waiting for Haaland to give a final answer before completing this Adeyemi deal.
Yeah, and finally, Mbappe. Again, won't he go to Real Madrid? In the summer, his contract's up. PSG's still been trying to negotiate with him to try and get him to stay. Will he stay, do you think? Or do you think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to Real Madrid?
Well, I think Real Madrid have huge chances to sign Mbappe. I'm sure that till the last day of May, Paris Saint-Germain will fight to extend his contract and to offer him whatever he wants to stay maybe for 1 or 2 years, also with a short-term contract. But at the same point, Real Madrid are pushing. So now there is the Champions League clash between Real Madrid and PSG. So this is why the situation is not easy also on public side. But I'm sure that immediately after, so in March, everything will be entering into the final stages and Real Madrid will push again because they are obsessed with Mbappe. They absolutely want to sign Kylian Mbappe.
All right. Well, listen, Fabrizio, thank you very much. I know it's going to be a really busy week for you. It closes on Monday, as we know, the 31st of January. And do you expect there to be a lot of big deals done? I mean, obviously, the Vlahovic one's probably going to be the biggest one, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's going to be the biggest, but I expect some surprises. I don't know if big names like Vlahovic, other names will move in the market, but I'm sure that some surprises will have. We have important clubs looking for solutions. So I'm sure that something could happen and it's going to be...
What's a possible surprise you can think of?
Because it's a surprise, I don't know, but I'm sure that, for example, Arsenal midfielder could be a surprise, a name that we are not mentioning if it's not going to be Arthur, but also Tottenham need to do something to get something done. So, for example, Amrabat from Fiorentina to Tottenham is a serious possibility. Moroccan midfielder to replace Ndombele if he goes to Paris Saint-Germain. There are many things happening that could be interesting in the coming days. So let's see.
All right. Well, listen, I'm sure you'll be keeping everybody updated with it. Everybody is always hooked to your Twitter account at this time of year anyway. But Fabrizio, thank you very much. And yeah, listen, I know it's going to be a busy time. So get your head down and get to work.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you
very much.
And see you soon. Thanks again for the invitation.
Thank you. That's Fabrizio Romano there. Don't forget, you can check out his Twitter account. He keeps you up to date. He's brilliant with the transfer rumours. Doing some great work there. And also, don't forget to check out on deadline day here on DR Sports. We're going to have a panel of various football fans in here talking about what their expectations are. And we'll be giving you, bringing you right up to date with all the activity happening around this January transfer window. And it looks like in the final days, which it always is in January, it's going to be a busy one, a rush one. So make sure you check it out here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.